y'all, it's Krystal from Adventuring with Krystal. I'm back today to talk about teens, but now something really specific to travel, and that is budgeting for travel. As the mom of two teen girls, I see firsthand that it is all about instant gratification when it comes to money and my daughters. And as my 18-year-old has grown, I have seen her ability to save grow also, but with my 13-year-old, it's just not there yet. And that is pretty typical for most of our teens. As they grow, they're going to have that capacity to think forward. And though in the moment, something is going to be more important than that vacation that's a year and a half away that you're asking them to save for. Here are a few tips that you can use to help your teens build a vision that's going to help sustain them through some of those instant gratification moments and the moments when they'd much rather be curled up in their bed watching TikTok or YouTube than they would be out earning some money to save for this trip. The first thing to do is really create a solid idea of what and why they're traveling, where they're going to, what they're going to do there, why they're doing it. I had a friend that she and her husband offered to take their nieces and nephews when they graduated anywhere in the world. And one of her nephews said that he wanted to go to Japan. And she asked why. And he said Tokyo Drift. And she said, is that a thing? Where do we find that? And he had no idea. He just knew that Tokyo Drift was a thing, and that was his entire reason for going to Japan. Maybe that's a fabulous reason. I don't know a lot about Tokyo Drift. And though we need something a little more solid for our kiddos to stand on, have them really think through where they want to go, why they want to go there, and start researching it. A lot of times when I'm working with families, the moms or the kids will say, hey, I saw this on TikTok, or I've been saving these TikToks. That is an excellent place for your kids to really learn what they want to do when they go to a place. My daughter wanted to go to Asia for her graduation trip because she is so interested in the culture and the food and the skincare, especially the skincare. And because she had that vision, she knew where she wanted to go, and it made it really easy for us to determine what things we wanted to do while we were there, to budget for those things, and to keep that in mind as she goes and shops here in the States for those things that she's going to be getting firsthand while she's there. She can be thinking, okay, this is why I want to go, and this is why maybe I don't need this one thing right now because I want to save that money for later. Once you have a really good dream, I strongly suggest working with a travel advisor. And you're going to say, of course you do. But hear me out. My children do not take advice from me very well. If yours do, please give me the secret. I have been trying for 18 years now, and I have just given up. I just drop my little nuggets and hope that they listen. But for the most part, they really are not going to listen to me. If you work with a travel advisor, you have someone who is a neutral party that can be between the two of y'all, that can help work out, mom and dad want to do this, but the kids want to do this, but the teen wants to do this, and all the different pieces. Someone who is the intermediary that can smooth that out, get an itinerary that's going to meet everyone's needs without everyone in the family being completely frustrated by it. It is a really good tip, and not just because I want to work with you. Then make budgeting a family affair. I often, when my girls were younger, would not want to tell them what I was spending on vacation because I didn't want them to worry about it. I didn't want them to think, oh my gosh, this is taking away from this, or this is taking away from this. I just wanted them to go have fun and relax, be kids. I've learned though that it's really important for them to understand how money works, what things cost, and how we all have to budget to get there. I want my girls to know that when I say no to a happy hour, or I don't get a new outfit, or dad doesn't do some sport thing that he wanted to do, that it's because we also have to make sacrifices in order to get this travel goal that we are all reaching for. And once they know what we're putting in, then asking them to save and put something in doesn't seem like such a chore to them. It may still seem like a chore to them. They're teenagers, and we know what happens to teenagers' brains, but at least they can see, okay, I'm putting in 10% while my parents are putting in 90%. It may not stick now, but again, it's really about life skills and what we're looking for, teaching our kids to move forward. Once they have a goal set, it is so important for it to be visual in front of them all the time. Invest in posters of the place where you're going and put it up in their room so that they see it. Make it the wallpaper on their phones. Talk about it frequently. Have check in meetings. Use budgeting apps that are going to show them how much they've saved, how much they have to go. Put one of those temperature thermometer things on the wall and start coloring in as everybody saves their pennies. That is such a strong visual. And the reward is this epic trip that they're going to get to take and the things that they're going to get to do while they're there, or the souvenirs that they're going to get to buy, however it is that you are having them contribute to the trip. And then at the end of the day, remember that it's not about a single trip. It really is about life skills. We want our kids to understand the value of money and where it goes and how it works and how our dreams are tied to our ability to make those dreams happen. It's a wonderful, if you get to go skiing in the Alps every single year, and you go to Europe in the summers and you go to the Caribbean in the winters or whatever it is. That's not the life that most of us are leading. And we really want our kids to understand that as we are working, it's because we're working for something and towards something. And that is a skill that is going to help them so much. And not just in planning trips, but in planning out all of their lives. Where are they going to be in the 4 years after college? How are they going to save for a home? How are they going to do all of these big dreams and ideas that they have for their lives? Because this is just one small piece that teaches them the skills that they need for all of the rest of those. If you have a trip that you're planning right now or you're thinking about, please let's book a discovery call. I would love to chat with you about how we could work together, how we can get that budget going, how we can get your teens involved in the planning and make a fantastic adventure for your family.